feel like there's two types of people in this world. Mm-hmm. There are people who will drive over stuff that's on the road, or people that'll avoid it.
Okay.
What type of person are you?
I'll drive over it.
I was going to say you see a milk carton on the road.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Want to know how it got there, but you'll drive over it.
Yeah.
I used to be one of them, and then I went out my way to avoid a plastic bag today. And I don't know whether I, as a person, is changing, or I just can't really afford to fuck up my car anymore. It's probably the latter. Hello, and you're very welcome along to the Unpopular Opinion podcast. My name is Jen.
I'm Carla.
I promise I'll have this out on time this week. Don't know what I did last week.
What happened?
So I was really organised last week, and I, got home from recording and I scheduled everything then and there, because obviously we had Ryan Carrick on our TMU.
Oh yeah.
So that needed to get up.
Yesterday.
That needed to get up, and then what I did was I'm used to scheduling the Patreon for the Monday. I also did that for the main. I fixed it on Sunday evening, but this was
you dumb bitch.
dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, that's you, girly pop.
That's me. Here's a little reminder. Vote for us in the listener's choice. If you wouldn't mind, first Irish Podcast Awards, we'd really appreciate it. Link is in the top line in the description. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I would like if you did that for us.
Yes, and we're also on Patreon. So for €60, you get 5 extra episodes a month, as you just heard me saying. We had Ryan Carrick on last month. Very funny guy. Very funny guy. And we talk about stuff that happened during the month. A little bit risque,
Yeah.
Stuff that we're afraid to say in front of a paywall. So we'll say it behind it.
To get cracking, something that happened today.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Rita Ora got married.
Oh, for fuck. I feel like today was a mad day.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Izzy Miyake's gone.
I know.
Olivia Newton-John.
God
gone.
bless.
The woman, I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, Anne, her name is in a coma. She's an actor. She was in... I don't know why I cannot think of any movie, but she's in loads of movies. Do you know what I mean? You'd know her face.
Oh, okay.
Bear with me now. Hang on a sec. Her name is Anne. Something begins with a H, I think. And she's in a coma after a massive crash in LA. I will come across it now in a second. I will put respect on her name by mentioning it. But hopefully she'll be okay. It just felt like... hit after hit after hit today with like stuff going on. Who did Rita Ora marry?
TUO Talks, your man who the director.
No way.
Yeah. I love the way they're like secretly marries, as everyone knows about it.
Yeah, he's a gas man.
He is a gas man.
I've seen Thor, Love and Thunder. Went to see it.
Yeah, how was it? We
Hilarious.
talked about this. Did we not?
Oh, we did. Yes, sorry. I think it was on Patreon.
We did. She'll be known as Mrs. Rita Ora.
Rita Ora. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, there you go.
Was
They
Rita
had a
Ora...
private, intimate ceremony in London.
London!
Gotta
be London!
And she's already changed her surname.
Okay.
I just don't...
Predictions, go on. Give us your best shot there, Carla.
I'm angry at this.
Why? Oh, you hate Rita Ora anyway, but... Because we did a whole Patreon episode on what is Rita Ora.
I don't even hate her. I just don't know what is a Rita Ora.
She
do you know?
likes to conform to what everybody wants her to be.
Yeah, I just feel like she's the pick-me girl of the entertainment industry. That is just the absolute ultimate, Geez, they're very handsome together, I will say.
Kids are going to be cracking.
Jesus, they're fucking gorgeous. But anyway, I'm not a fan. And I always thought it was weird because their relationship started with that kind of that threesome on the balcony. And that just so disingenuous. There's something really disingenuous about, her, but also that pairing. I'm like, how did that start with a threesome on the balcony, and then you just had to get married? I don't know. To be honest, one of the biggest things that annoys me is this celebrity desperation to get married all the time.
Yeah.
It really bugs me, and I don't know why. I think it's just so, again, disingenuous. But I'm like, I know their lives move at a much faster pace because they don't have the barriers that we do.
I was going to say, is it the euphoria of it all?
I think it's because their lives are lived at such a rapid pace. They don't have like money issues most of the time. They don't really have like money issues. There's a lot of benefits. I'm sure, like, I'm not trying to be cynical here, but like there is a ton of benefits for them always to getting married. It's like throwing a party.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know what it's real like, our love is just,
I know, yeah.
and fucking whirlwind. I just had to do it. I'm like,
yeah.
Everyone, the problem is, it's like everyone knows, like, it's great and all, get married, do whatever you want, and like anyone can get married, but
when it's celebs, I know what you mean. It's like,
it's not like I'm trying to protect the sanctity of marriage here, but it's like there's just something about it. I'm like, did you have to go and make that much of a fucking fuss?
it nearly feels like, as well, it's kind of like, have you not seen the history of most celebrity married couples ever?
Like, why are you marrying to get divorced and like air all your shit out in court? Like, I don't want to read about this in 2 months.
There are always such ugly breakups as well. I suppose it's because you're hearing it, and it could be like that with like us peasants as well. But
I definitely, like, I mean, I don't really know anyone who's had a delay. Well, no,
I know a few messy divorces.
That's what I mean. I don't really know anyone who's had like a gorgeous divorce.
No, to be fair, yeah. The conscious uncoupling type.
Super amicable.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like maybe after a couple of years, but like I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know any breakup that's been not that there hasn't been some resentment in.
Yeah, that's true. And fair.
Yeah.
Absolutely fair. Do what you want, but stop getting married.
That's my thing. I'm like, we get it. I totally believe that you're in love with each other. I don't think you have to shove it down my throat with a fucking gown and a big elaborate wedding. Yeah. And as much as they're like, oh, they got married in secret and all that other kind of stuff, then why is it out?
Yeah, exactly. Tell us in 10 months and then we'll respect you.
Or like, there's plenty of people.
Like, fair play.
Yeah.
They didn't look for the presents.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I don't know. And now I feel like people are almost going anti-marriage, where it's like, we're going to have a beautiful tiny little ceremony. Yeah. Because we're just better than you.
Tell her.
Yeah. We're just so private. We're so private. I'm like, Rita Ora, there's nothing private about you.
That's very true. No, there's
like,
not.
you have been prancing in front of us.
Did you watch 50 Shades the other night?
I did. I did. Oh, guys, I had a little self-care week. Well,
did you?
I did.
Didn't I tell you that I watched it the other week and I fucking couldn't look away? I was cringing, but I was like, oh my god, I can't look away. And then Rita came on the screen. There I was,
and she's like, a petit flou. I was like, yeah, Rita. No, that wig was a crime.
It was like she was trying to be part of the Great Gatsby. I don't know what it was. It was just like you said, it's very criminal.
Strange. Like, the whole time I was like, strange hair and makeup would go off.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay.
I feel like there was a bit of nepotism there. She had to have known somebody on the crew to get, like, I don't, yeah. So it was just such a weird insert.
I feel like, because I was looking at
she had one line. There was no need.
Literally, like, petit flou.
Yeah, she had a much bigger role in the book, I think.
She did and she didn't. I think her character, I don't mean to be getting all fucking deep in it, but like, I think her character in the book was trying to like show this other side of Christian, like, family man, cares about his sister.
Well, it wasn't more so that
can be a helicopter pilot, cool guy.
Yeah, but was she not, like, in the story in the book? And it was 2012 when I first read this. Was she not a biological child of the parents and he was adopted? Was that not the part like that was supposed to play, or was she adopted as well?
I thought they were all adopted. Now I could be totally
that could be
wrong.
it. And they were trying to portray like how close the family are. Even
that's what I mean. I think they were trying to be like, oh,
look at how deadly this worked out.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But I didn't realise, because I was reading about, have you seen all the TikToks of Aaron Taylor Johnson going around?
No. Who is it?
He's an actor. He's in Bullet Train. You know that new movie with Sandra Bullock and Brad Pitt.
The English fella.
Yeah, the hot one. But there's loads of, like, you know, the TikTok I don't know why these come on my For You page, but like, I don't know why. Me, they're like, comment. But there was loads of stuff going on about him, and I was like, oh god, yeah. And I wanted to look up. I remember, like, the main, and this is kind of a bit mad, but like the main thing I remember about him is the fact that he's married to Sam Taylor Johnson. It was obviously 20 years a senior.
Okay.
And I just never thought that was okay.
Yeah, okay. Fair.
And they've been married for 10 years now, I want to say.
Okay.
So he's 31.
Right.
She is 55.
Right.
There's a bit more of an age gap there. But she directed 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
And I remember the whole time I was like, because I had watched 50 Shades of Grey and then this happened the next day. And I was like, would you look at that? I was only watching one of her films last night.
Yeah. Okay.
Not mad.
Yeah. Mad.
So, yeah, there you go.
Right. Let me roll it back. It's Anne Hetchy. She was Ellen DeGeneres' ex for Portia. You would not look at the face. Do you know her?
No, I don't know her.
You definitely, you know her. You know her?
Oh, I know her there with the pixie cut.
Yeah,
I do know her.
You do know her. That's what I mean. She's in loads. She was in a really bad car crash 4 days ago and she has lung damage and she's in a coma.
Oh my God,
I
Jen.
know, that's the thing. Like, I'm just, maybe it's Hesh. No, it's Hey. Oh, hang on. This is Hesh. Yeah, so Heche. Yeah, so I hope she does get better. Like, it's just mental.
Super crazy.
Super crazy. Loads of stuff happening.
Super crazy place is mad.
I saw a thread the other day and it reminded we did something similar to this on Patreon before, I feel. I don't know how long ago it was, but I feel like sometimes when I think we did something 2 months ago, it was actually 2 years ago. But it's stuff that
We're going to have to start recreating half our episodes.
Yeah, we are, just to make them...
Current.
Exactly. Just reinvent.
Like, sorry I said that. That was mad ignorant. I've changed my opinion.
Actually, there's so many fucking things that I've said in the past that I'm just like, oh God.
That's okay,
I want to
Jen.
get off that hill.
The nature of conversation.
Not going to die on that,
Yeah.
you know? Get off that hill. Roll down it. Have a little bit of fun while you're at it. But kids, stuff that parents said to kids when they were growing up that were absolute lies. Some of the stuff that I'd seen, I was like, my parents told me every single one of these.
Really?
And I was like, kind of thinking, and we'll get into it afterwards, try and have a little think, what are the lies, like what Bobby's age, when he grows up, what are the lies that I was telling him to just get him off my case? Do you know what I mean? So have a little think.
When you swallow chewing gum.
No, these are the old school ones, but I'm just thinking in modern day life, what would
you tell your kid?
No, as in like when Bobby is 34.
Yeah.
And he's thinking of the lies that I told him when he was younger.
That's what I mean. What lies are you telling them?
Like that my phone is dead, so he can't have it. Do
Oh
you know?
my God,
You know what I mean?
the times
Modern
have
age
changed.
stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's completely
Wow.
different. So try and think of stuff that kids that are probably going to be saying when they're 34 going, oh my God, my ma used to tell me that the Wi-Fi was gone and that's why I couldn't play Roblox. Like, do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's going to be so different.
That's crazy.
Do you know? Now, I'd say that a few things will still stand. But like here's just a little few of them. So one, if you went out with your hair wet, you'd catch a cold, or even worse, cold's evil older sister, pneumonia.
That I thought there was truth to that. No, I thought there was truth to that. So you know when you sit on a cold wall, it
affects your actual physical being, like as in your bones and stuff. But once you heat up again, you're grand. Like a cold is a virus. You have to inhale that from somebody else. Do you know what I mean? And then pneumonia is just a worse version, like if it progresses. Do you know what I mean? So weather cannot give you a cold. It's an absolute myth. You're looking at me shocked. Weather cannot give you a cold. You can't get a cold by going out with wet hair or like not wearing your cardigan.
No, full on. I thought.
Now listen. There are airborne viruses. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to be like in close vicinity.
I thought, like, you know, if you don't wear a jacket.
Yeah, no, that doesn't. Like, it'll make your bones cold, and you know what I mean. You could end up. I think there's truth to things like getting kidney infections when you sit on the cold ground, and you know, I'm not. Look, lads, don't fucking start.
I swear
not,
there is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but going out with wet, that doesn't automatically give you a cold. You would have to. It would be so coincidental if you caught something that was airborne at the same time, and you put it down to the wet hair, like, or the no jacket. Yeah,
like,
that's not a thing.
When you were going out,
Yeah,
and they'd be like, "You're going to catch your death in that," because you'd have your legs out.
You know, it's just not a thing. Like, as far as I'm to be proven wrong, but I remember reading this years ago and going, oh yeah, like when you cop it.
But
Do you know what I
surely,
mean?
right, surely being cold puts a lot of pressure on like your immune system.
Listen, hypothermia is definitely a thing, but like that's a completely different. Like you
Thing
don't
to
just
a
catch a
okay.
runny nose from having wet hair going outside on a cold day.
That's news to me.
Do you know? Because when I read it years ago, and like even we were talking about stuff like through the years working in pharmacy and stuff like cold season coming up, and you kind of get refresher courses and stuff like that, and it's like,
And why do
actually, no,
people
they're-
get colds when the weather's worse?
Because I think it's something got to do with airborne viruses. I think they're more common. And no, I'm not. Again, lads, don't fucking start. I'm not. You know what I mean? Stop like she hasn't got a clue. Because I could be.
Because I don't.
There could be because I don't. Because I like you know what I mean. But as far as I remember hearing, like scientifically, you need to catch a virus. Like you have to inhale. You know what I mean?
I would like to look into that.
Okay.
'Cause I don't know.
Tell me though.
How could they all be lying? How could they all be
Because
lying?
it's one of those myths. It's just one of those.
I don't know.
You know.
I don't know. It sounds pretty crazy.
Anyway, second one. If you made a face and the wind changed, you'd be stuck like that.
That was just to stop kids being rude, though, no?
I think so, yeah. To stop them from sticking their tongue out or crossing their eyes or like,
What's
doing
the
that.
issue with sticking your tongue out as a kid, though? I'd rather that than it give the finger.
I think,
I've seen more little children give the finger than I have with their tongue out.
yeah, I suppose decorum, probably an element of that.
I feel like it's very
But I
medieval.
But I do feel like it's also a thing that kids would have done more commonly back in the day. Like, like you didn't have seatbelts in a car. You would be swinging around and sticking your tongue out with the car behind you. Do you know? Or you would be behind somebody, making the scrunched up lips face.
But like
all this sort of stuff.
Again, I can see why you'd interpret it as rude,
Yeah.
maybe. But it's also like a kid just being a kid, no?
Being a little bit mischievous.
Like, would you care if Bobby was running around sticking his tongue out at me?
I think it depends on the situation.
Depends on the context.
Yeah.
If he was doing it in like the doctor's office,
Yeah.
would you be scared?
Yeah, like it does, yeah, it comes across as rude. I suppose you're just trying to fucking condition them, aren't you?
Well, you're trying to make them behave, but like kids don't.
Yeah.
That's the thing about children. They don't.
I know. It's supposed to teach them what society accepts, I suppose.
But I think that's where I'm like, is that very medieval? Not
yeah.
medieval,
Oh,
but
yeah,
like
no,
very
it's ingrained
ancient.
into us. Yeah, it's the same as like course words. They're words,
Yeah.
but they're still. Like you could say the same for like if you said something really offensive about like a group of people or whatever, and say they're just words as well. But in terms of like you would get a child would get in trouble for saying the word fuck, just no context, just the word fuck,
Yeah.
and then it's like no, like that. You know what I mean? It's that kind of don't say that. It's a word. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily. You know what I mean? It's not as bad as actually targeting somebody and calling them whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I don't know.
I'm just trying to think in my head. I'm like, with curse words, it's like kids love them because they're expressive, and generally the reason why they tack onto them is because their parents are.
Yeah,
Like,
and they're also.
If you're sitting there going, bollocks,
yeah,
they sense your tone rather than they sense the words.
yeah, exactly.
And they sense your reaction more than anything.
Your emotion. And then they do say it to get a reaction out of you and makes them do it more because they're like, well, if I say this, gonna have a bit of an altercation here. They fucking love altercations.
Oh yeah, you're right. The only way you can get sick is if you come into contact with a virus.
Oh, you're Googling
Cold
it.
air can irritate a condition you already have.
Yeah.
Like asthma or anything like that, which can make your body more receptive to a cold. So like, glandular fever.
I feel like any fever is definitely a virus that you caught off somebody. I'd love to know where they start. Who was the first person
that's
to have
what
it?
I got glandular fever. And I didn't know I had glandular fever, which is like one of the, like my sister had a glandular fever when we were younger and she was out of school for like 6 weeks. It's really, it takes it out of you. But at this point I was just running on empty. It was right around the time that I had my transfusion anyway. And I only actually found out that I had glandular fever when I had my transfusion. because they were like, you were very sick. Here's some other things that we found. So
Yeah,
they were like, let's
you
have a
tested
look.
everything.
Yeah, they were like, let's have a look. This is, you had remnants of that virus in you. But I remember I was out, it was Halloween, and I was out on a night out, and I was so ill, but I was battling through it anyway. And we went back to a gaff party, and I was shivering, and one of the lads just kept fucking coats on top of me.
God.
Because I was so cold. It was only two roads away from my house.
I remember you saying this. Yeah.
And I walked the wrong way up the road. So I was looking down. I was so cold. I was shivering so badly. I was looking the wrong, and I ended up walking toward the village rather than.
Oh God!
It was only 2 roads away. So
Yeah.
but you know when you're like, I can't believe I just walked a whole road away rather than
when you have no energy.
Yeah.
Like when you are actually floored with the actual flu, not just the way people say cold.
You're like,
flu
I can't actually.
Oh no, you
bring my
physically
hand
can't.
to the glass.
I remember, like, especially around the time of swine flu and stuff like that, people coming into the chemist and like they crying in front of me because it took them all of their might. They couldn't drive.
Yeah.
They'd walked up to just fucking beg for something to take them out of their misery. Like, when somebody's really suffering with an actual flu, and not like man flu or just a really heavy cold, like proper no energy. It is horrible.
It's funny because my friend got COVID and she said she actually couldn't reach out to the glass of water when she was lying on the couch. She was like, I couldn't move. And I was like, mad.
Yeah.
But that was probably the closest I felt to being that kind of sick.
Yeah. No, when you get food poisoning, it's the same feeling.
Yeah. Well, Tom's still not. That's what he thinks kicked off his whole situation.
Really?
Yeah, he had food poisoning and he couldn't move for 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's horrible.
2 weeks.
It's
And
the same physical feeling.
3 people.
No energy, muscle pain,
And it was
misery.
a meeting at the hospital.
Oh, God.
It was in a work meeting. And 3 other people that were at that work meeting ended up in A&E.
Oh, Jesus.
And so many people were sick.
What were they eating?
I think he thinks it was because the biggest thing the worst thing that you can catch food poisoning from is vegetables.
What?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like one of the most. I wish he was here because I'd actually get him to give us a quote. But because
yeah,
he looked into all this.
You're reading the Go Health book now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have thought chicken. I think, like,
Well, that's
most
salmonella.
people would
Yeah,
think.
no. You can get. It's something to do. I'm not even going to try and
Yeah.
muddy my way through
It's
this.
probably
but
just got to do
vegetables,
with cross-contamination and stuff.
It's something to do with something.
Oh, God.
You know. But anyway, vegetables. Because when we went traveling. He was really, really dodge about eating veg.
And that's-
he was like, I'd rather eat chicken because it's cooked than eat veg that came from.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, so he was real sketch about that.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, and he's real sketch about veg now. He was
Oh
like,
my
when it was from,
God.
and he was like, I identified it was peppers. I know what it was from. It was from peppers.
It
So
must
there
be
you go.
whatever's living on them or the bacteria on them.
So
or-
yeah, there was something.
they're-
I don't know if it was in the wax or I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna
Jesus.
make up a theory, but he did a good bit of
Mad.
research into it afterwards because he was like, I've never felt so bad in my
Oh,
life.
yeah, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, like, you get out of that in like 3 days, but like, fucking hell, I've had it before.
2 weeks.
I had a batch of chicken wings, I remember, and before we even paid the bill in the
You were
place,
gone.
I was like, oh my God, I feel
were
so
green.
fucking ill. Like, it was instant. So I was like, this
Yeah.
is. And it was so long ago that I'm like, did I feel sick? I feel like I probably did feel a bit weird before I left work because I was meeting a friend, and I was like, maybe it was that. And then it was hard to know what it was because I did have chicken wings.
Yeah.
And it was when I lived in Summerhill, and I swear to God, halfway home I had to stop to puke out the car. I got home, I
Wow.
puked out the whole thing, and I could not move a muscle. Like, it was like the worst vodka hangover you've ever had. That's exactly the feeling. It's fucking horrendous.
Yennefer.
Horrible.
Yennefer.
Yeah. You just don't
So-
have the fear and desperation because you didn't self-inflict, which is always a good thing.
But I will say, you are more likely to get bitten by a shark than you are to have true food poisoning.
Yeah.
So it used to crack me anytime when I used to manage people and I get I think I food poisoning. I was like, now you're more like
Yeah.
Excuse me. You are more likely to
Stop.
I'd be like, no, you've dodgy tummy, which is fine.
Yeah,
which is fine.
It's fine, but don't
Don't be like, I
blaming
food
people.
poisoning.
Yeah, no. I had the girl that used to do my eyebrows. She turned around to me. She was invited to a wedding and she couldn't find a dress for her. And she really didn't want to go to it. And she's living in Dubai now, so I feel like it's safe enough
So you
to
can
say
rip her
this.
out of it.
But she said she was like there, and she was just one of the fucking driest people. Do you know what I mean? Just she'd say something and she wouldn't bat an eyelid, and you would be falling off the table with laughter. But she was like, oh no, I couldn't find a dress for the wedding, and I was pure stressed. And she was like, I was gonna eat a bit of raw chicken just to get out. I was like, Shannon, or sorry, her name was Megan. I was like, Megan, like, fake it, no? And she was just like, no, I'd feel too bad faking it. She was literally going to eat a bit of raw chicken to get out of this fucking wedding because she couldn't find a dress. I was cracked up.
People are mad, aren't they?
It was just so funny the way that but her delivery of it was just brilliant.
You were like, her delivery is better than mine.
It was better than mine, I had to explain it. Next one is see same, like as in making a face, and you would stay like that. But in this case, it was if somebody like smacked you in the back, you'd stay like that. Physically smacked you in the back. Chances very low, but my ma would tell me, like, making a face.
Yeah.
If somebody smacks you in the back now, you're going to be stuck like that. And I was like, who wants to smack me in the back?
What's to smack you on the back?
Who's coming for me? Like, that's what I mean. It was so
evolve
random.
From the wind to smacking on the back.
No, it was just another variation.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I'm like, why smack on the back? Like, with the wind, I almost feel like when I was younger, I could rationalise with it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the wind, and then you're gonna stuck. Do you know?
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid,
if there was a strong wind, especially,
yeah, you'd be like that would make sense. And it always reminded me of the Wizard of Oz for some reason. It had big Wizard of Oz energy.
Oh,
don't really know why.
Right. Okay. Makes absolutely no sense. There you go. This one I think a lot of people can relate to, and still a bit iffy. It's illegal to drive in the dark with the car interior light turned on.
I thought that this is true.
Yeah, everybody.
Because it distracts you, doesn't it?
It makes your visibility. If you're on a back road and there's no street lights, it makes it harder to see outside the car. But it's not. I don't think it's illegal. Maybe I think it's handier for people reading in the back.
I didn't hear it was illegal. I heard it was dangerous.
No, I heard it was illegal.
Okay.
And so I think a lot of people are only waking up to this in
Wake
2022.
Wake up, sheeple.
Wake up, sheeple. Yeah, so that's not illegal.
I thought it was unrecommended.
You go ahead and read your book. And I feel like a lot of modern cars now probably have like an interior light for the people in the back.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Kindle too. Not back in the day though. Not in them. Not in the wagons.
I used to have a little magnifier light. It was like a Game Boy. It was a magnifying glass with a light on it so that you could play your Game Boy. Because there was no backlight on a Game Boy. And I used to use it for my little books as well.
Do you remember the backlight for the Game Boy? It was this big attachment, like an arm.
Yeah.
Remember the kit you'd have for your Game Boy?
Yeah.
The whole idea of a Game Boy was that it was easy to travel with. And you'd have this big pouch with all this mad shit in it.
I remember my pink pouch. Oh, Jesus Christ. And the big block of a yoke.
Slotting in the games, you'd be like blowing in the...
Yeah, blowing in the little car, the little ship. This is something we touched on already. Sitting on a cold surface, i.e. a wall or the ground. I think it might be related to kidney infections, and I do think that can give you a cold in your back, as they say. But that this other one was that it'd give you piles, which isn't true. Is it?
Sitting on a cold or wet surface can lead to piles.
Can it?
This is one of the most common hemorrhoid myths.
Oh, yeah.
While sitting on a cold or damp surface may not be the most comfortable, rest assured it's not going to give you piles.
So a pile it's a blood vessel that's after swelling up. Trigger warning for anybody who feels faint with this stuff. But it's an expanded blood vessel
and
at your anus.
And it comes out of your bum.
And it comes out of your bum.
It comes out of your bum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't understand, unless if you're really tense and like tensing up and applying pressure, sitting on a cold wall is not going to give you a pile.
That's so interesting. If you go on to hemorrhoid information, it'll tell you all about this.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's more so constipation and like child labour and stuff like that.
Child labour?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because you're pushing. Yeah, that makes sense.
And there's pressure on your pelvic floor for the whole 9 months. So like you can get them from... But pregnancy causes... It's the worst constipation. I swear to God, my first couple of weeks, Jesus Christ... I had to go home from... Yeah. I had to go home from work one day. I had the worst constipation ever when I was pregnant. I had to go home sick one day because of a fart. I think it was stuck in my stomach.
What?
I swear to God, right? I couldn't walk. I physically could not move my legs. And I was only, I'd say, 3 months. I don't even think the news was out, like, and it was just so bad that I was keeled over in pain. I ended up getting home. I was on the couch for about half an hour, and I feel like when you lie, there's a lot of stuff about when you're pregnant and you lie on your left side because it's got to do with where the placenta and the umbilical cord and all is placed. It's better for oxygen and all for the baby, but it makes things move easier when you lie on your left side.
Okay.
And next of all, the biggest fucking ripper I've ever let in my life, and it was brand new. So then I concluded I'm after going home sick from work because of a fart. That's how bad it can be.
Like, if you're not well, you're not well.
Yeah, and then it's the constipation as well, so it's just constant pressure on you for the 9 months. You're slim chances of you getting out there without a pile. Very slim chances. If anybody has ever gotten one removed, let us know. Bit of excess skin still there, do you know?
You guys hit us up with your stories. Thanks a mil.
Do you know? Be nice.
You know?
I'll whack through a few more, see what you told is, like general food stuffs. Carrots can make you see better, and crusts can make your hair curly, i.e., like, you know,
yeah, they were
stuff.
spoofs, we knew that.
Yeah, spinach/greens entitled you to automatic muscles. You know, basically insert.
Spinach is good for iron, though.
It is, yeah, but it was all got to do with Popeye for the muscles and the spinach. So I think it was more so like insert food that you want the child to eat here with insert the
character
power that your child wants to achieve here.
And
then we will do this.
A little cartoon.
We will do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know? Your hair straight? Oh, you should eat your crusts. You get that. My sister was told that.
I think she was wolfing them now.
She has got the heaviest straight hair, like not even which leads me on to my next one, not even a calves lick, which most people thought when you had a calves lick, a cow was at there licking you when you were a baby. And that's why you had a little kink in your hair.
What does it mean?
You know the little kink in your hair?
Yeah,
some people have them in the front of their
it
head.
looks like when a cow
a cow's lick, yeah, and it just stays like that.
Interesting.
Some people call it a cow's lick. Black tongue is the result of a liar. So you know, like, kids are shite liars. Do you know what I mean?
I know, you're like...
Do you know, like, the parent knew that the child was lying, so they got away with this whole thing, stick out your tongue, you have a black line on your tongue. And then the kid believed it because they were shite liars and we knew they were lying.
Do you ever look back to some of the lies that you told?
Oh, stop.
And you're like, Scarlet, at how I thought I was getting away with that.
I know, yeah.
But I was so convinced that I was so stealthy.
You are a liar and a necklace. Go the fuck out. That's like...
That was it.
That was it. You were a liar and an actress. And it was just that kind of... I got away with a lie. First time going to the shop, me and my friend, unsupervised. We went to Horma because we knew this would happen. Went to Horma. Hey, Bridie, any chance we can go up to the shop unsupervised? See what Jen's ma says. Go over to Sheila. Sheila, Bridie's at the saying, yeah, can we go up to the shop on our own? Ah, well, if Bridie said it was all right, that's okay then. So then we went back to Bridie. Sheila said, yeah. Off we popped. I ratted on myself because I felt so guilty, but we got away with that one.
More of a half-truth than a lie.
Well, we just played them off.
Was your mum fuming? Or was she alright?
I don't think she
No, I
was.
don't think
she was grand.
Because if my daughter came up, I'd be like,
fair play.
get better at this.
Exactly. You
get
did
better
not
at this.
shoot anyone. Like,
yeah, like your homework
calm down.
is
Because
to get better at lying.
I think I literally went up to her. I was like, Mom, I lied and Bridie didn't tell it. You know what I mean? My mum was kind of like, calm your tits. Like,
Believe
you're
me,
grand.
you're going to need to tell.
We were going to let you do it this summer anyway. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. Another one was a little birdie. Little
Told
birdie had
me.
a big fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Because, again, our elders knew everything. So when they came to us and said, little birdie told me, they already knew.
Because we were not in any way inconspicuous.
No.
So you'd be like at a sleepover screaming, I fancy Josh.
Yeah.
And your mum would be like, little birdie told me that you fancy Josh. And you'd be like, where the fuck did you hear that?
Yeah.
Where did you hear that?
Exactly.
Tell me
what the
right
Where
now.
is this fucking bird?
Where?
Thought it was the
How
crows.
did you know that?
Yeah, yeah.
Or you'd leave like evidence.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no...
Your little diary. Of course
Yeah.
your ma's reading it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
key does fuck all. She opened it with a screwdriver.
I don't think I never had one. I think I had, like, I tried to, I'm sure I saw in a movie, I was like, do you know what, new personality trait unlocked. I'm sure
Yeah.
at some point I did, but I don't think I'd ever encourage
What?
a diary or
No,
a
absolutely
journal,
not.
even though journaling is like hip and trendy.
Yeah, no, don't be leaving evidence. The paper trail is not good. You know, like a pump that you pump air into your like little bicycle tires with. that if you put that near your skin and pumped it, you get warts.
I never heard that before in my life.
Yeah.
We
got that. I don't know what the reasoning was behind it. Because again, warts, virus.
Oh, sorry guys, gotta tell you, virus.
If you get warts once, you're susceptible to warts. It's like herpes. That's it's in your blood.
Yeah.
Tough shit. You have it for the rest of your life. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure they'll have vaccines for it in time to come, but that's just
it is what it is right now.
But my dad was mad into bikes, and we used to always mess with his pumps, and I think that's what his problem was. Just didn't want us to, do you know. Another one. The milkman is your real dad. Or your man's gone off with a coal man. She could be gone to the pub. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it used to be just one of these things. Oh, you've gone off with a coal man. Do you know what I mean?
That's very weird.
A lot of people said going to see a man about a dog as well.
Yeah, going to see a man about a dog is a phrase though. It's not a lie.
Yeah, but it was just one of the things that kids just automatically accepted. They were like, okay. Some probably very disappointed that a dog never came home. And then the last one was the animals going to the farm. Going to the farm.
Oh, I had a few. I had birds that flew away.
Yeah.
Snoopy ate them. My rabbit escaped. Snoopy ate it. Snoopy really had a hit list.
My sister had about 11 rabbits and they all went off to the farm.
Really?
She
Yeah, no,
used to
Mr. Bigglesworth got taken down by Snoopy, and then so did Libra and Luigi.
Oh
My
no.
birdies, and then they replaced them with two that looks the exact same, except Luigi wasn't as fat as he was supposed to. Luigi was my sister's, Libra was mine.
Okay.
And
you hate Libras? Weird.
yeah, it is weird. It's because it's a long story how they got a Libra, but anyway, I thought it was the coolest name ever. And this is also I was 8, but yes, so all of these things, and yeah, I still kind of half believe it because I almost don't want to think that it happened.
I know, yeah.
So I'm like, how did Snoopy? But also, my thing is, if I had a kid, like if Bobby had a rabbit right now, and you walked out the back garden and you saw the corpse of a rabbit, I couldn't hack that.
Yeah.
How was Ray hacking that?
Yeah.
Do you ever think about that?
I've had a lot of animals. Like I've had a dead budgie recently. Do you know? So I can kind of hack it. Yeah, poor old Milo. I don't know what happened to him. Now, to be fair, like towards the end, he kept lifting one of his little legs up, his little claws. And I brought him to the vet, a general vet, like based in Trim.
Okay.
Definitely a cow vet, like, you know, the farm vet. Don't know why I was bringing a budgie. I felt sorry for him. And she thought he's like really old and you're after getting, you know, ripped off by this old pet shop, and he probably has kidney failure. And then one day I came home and Callie, the other budgie, was just standing on his chest, kind of going back and forth, trying to wake him up.
Trying to give a little CPR?
Yeah, but it's not as sad. Now, a dog is different. Jesus Christ, a dog is different.
Yeah.
But like for a little kid, you would have to just leave them blissfully unaware of the real circumstances, you know? I have to put a trigger warning on this so that nobody's listening into the car with their kids. I don't think they would. If you do, you're not smart. You're not a smart person.
Don't have it on in the kitchen.
Right, it's about that time. Have you got an unpopular opinion?
Yeah. It's a short, unpopular opinion. But it is something that I've noticed.
Okay.
So hash browns.
Yeah.
Hash browns are great, yeah?
Yeah. I was about to say, don't fucking slander.
Tater tots.
What are
Enter tater tots.
they not croquette potatoes?
No.
Oh, potato.
Potato.
Potatoes.
Croquette potato is mashed potato with a hard breaded crust.
Yeah.
A tater tot is that same fine chop of potato in a bite-sized deep fried piece.
It's
like a chip, but
in a
with
chicken ball.
Better, similar, not with batter.
Okay, what?
No batter.
What is the jacket? What?
The jacket's the potato. Do you get me?
deep
Just deep fried.
See now,
Very,
I'll challenge it on
very
that.
fucking gorge.
Because something that I don't like,
Oh.
potato cakes, which are basically the same thing.
No, potato cakes are a different type. Honestly, you have to trust me with this. They are top tier. They're like
And tater tots are more so American. You can
They're
get
more
them.
so American. You can't really get. They're called like so the McCain's do a version called hash brown bites.
Okay.
They're as close to tater tots, but they're not 100%.
Right.
But tater tots are like, oh, I made my own. Actually, not too long ago. A lot of work.
Okay.
Lot of
I feel like
work.
that'd be so hard to make, to try and keep the inside soft. No?
No, it was actually not too bad. I made them in the air fryer and everything.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, look, I just think that somebody has to represent, because there's just not enough places over here that do tater tots.
No, there isn't. And you're manifesting that for the country.
And I'm trying to bring that through, you guys. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to bring it
Get
through.
on to a few TDs, I wonder.
Yeah. I could.
Potato TDs.
Potato D's.
Potato Ds.
Potato D's.
Hash browns, though, I think, for the moment, in Ireland, top tier. Yeah?
Hash browns are
I love a croquette, Carla.
No, I'm over them. I'm sorry. I can't get with it. It's not a thing that I can get with.
I love them, and I don't have them enough. You know?
Okay, fair
Just,
enough.
yeah, okay. Have you got a stomper?
I do. Carla's Stomper of the Week. This is a tune that I just know you're not going to like.
Okay.
But you're just going to have to get into it. So it's Tinashe and Jeremiah.
Okay.
And I love both of those artists. As
You
know.
liked, yeah.
I love Tinashe.
had Tinashe.
I swear she is one of the most undervalued people in the game. But this, I just love.
Okay.
I love it. And it starts off immediately good.
That's not bad. I like the bass.
It's just, I always play it in the car, and I'm like, I actually love this song. Every time it comes on, I'm
Be
like,
great
yes.
with a subwoofer.
X marks the spot, look in your body. Turned up, you wanna get behind.
Yeah, see, this is where I'll skip
I
now.
wanna feel your body in some fire.
And it's very
You
much
let
like
me
this.
do the
Oh, it's just
talking,
continuous.
make me cry.
It's like,
Have we a bridge and a chorus now? This is just...
this is the bridge of the chorus.
Okay.
X marks the spot, look in your body. I wanna feel your body in some fire. Yeah. Big deal, big.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, pop.
It's not your worst. It's not your worst.
Fuck off you. I always listen to the Stomper playlist.
Yeah.
I always listen to the Stomper playlist. And I'm
There's a
always
million listens on Carla's playlist. All Carla.
actually, it's all me. I really like my, and I had it on and I didn't know what playlist, because there's a couple that I go between.
Yeah.
And I had it on and I was like, this is such a good playlist. And it was fine. I was like, oh my God, this is exactly my music taste.
Do you know what, though? I would love to go back to 12-year-old Jen listening to Now 72 and just let her know what she was in for with Spotify playlists.
Yeah. It's like, don't worry, babe.
Don't you worry, babe.
Don't you worry, child.
You're going to be able to have
Those shit Jamelia
everything
songs,
you want.
they ain't going to be on it.
You don't need Westlife.
Yeah.
You can just skip.
Yeah.
Don't even skip. You don't even need to have them there. They don't even need to surface on this fucking thing. You know?
You can just exist. You can just
Do
vibe.
what you
can
want.
thrive. You can be you.
Yeah.
Just be
Exactly.
you, girly.
Yeah.
Be you, baby
Even
Jen.
those fucking songs that your dad plays that you secretly like.
You can pop them on a playlist.
Pop them on a playlist.
Name it
and
after your
hide
dad.
Yeah. In the summertime.
Very good.
That's a good one.
Very good.
Thanks a million for listening. Please visit the links in our description. And yeah, we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.